Filet, you not going?
No.
Really? What is going on today?
What's been the reaction from the team in your eyes to this point from Sunday?
Just ready to go out there and play again. The preparation, everything is in place. And once you start that process, it just goes into that process, So like the guys came in yesterday. We had the extra day, obviously getting a chance to get out there and get through a nice jog through, getting them in, getting the guys familiar with the Philadelphia Eagles and what they do and how they do things and what we want to do and how we want to go about our business. So just getting them to the process and then, having their normal day off on an oddball day for those guys. But really now getting into our in-season Wednesday schedule and having a chance to get into our Thursday tomorrow, whatever the case may be. They're just kind of in rhythm now once that stuff gets started. And the guys have been as is. They're ready to go, and you can always see a greater sense of urgency, so to speak, after a loss in everybody. And that's always good to see. And that's always good to see just in general when you're talking about your process and how you want to go about your business.
With this team playing on Monday night, they haven't played a lot of primetime games here lately. Do you sense that that's, I don't want to say motivational because they're always motivated to play, but is that kind of exciting for the team, you think?
I think that's exciting for the team and the overall dynamic of it all. I think the actual team, the guys that actually go out there and play, I think it doesn't matter where it's got to be, whether it's a Thursday night game, a Monday night game, a Sunday night game, or just a Sunday game. They all are the same for us, but it's definitely more exciting because you're the only show under the lights, and that's always cool for the overall team and everybody that's a part of that. And when you're talking about marketing team, you're talking about our president, you're talking about all those things are always exciting. And it's definitely something that you want to get yourself used to and accustomed to because that's where you want to be. You want to be those guys that are those marketable teams that play a lot in prime time and being a part of those games like that because those are always fun to be a part of. But for a player, I think it's a process. For a coach, I think it's a process. For all of us, it's all those things. It's just a little bit longer to wait during the day.
What makes Saquon Barkley so difficult to defend?
He is very difficult to defend. Way to change the gears there, right there. But Saquon has always been a problem, right? He went to Penn State. He was coached by James Franklin, a good friend of mine, and they run a great program coming out of college. He was a great athlete coming out of college. Playing against them versus the Giants, he was always a guy and a focal point of somebody you got to stop. He's very difficult to tackle. He's explosive. He's fast. He can catch the ball at the backfield. He can do it all. He's one of the guys that we want our guy to be like and to be very similar to when it comes to this game and be able to play as long as being able to do and have the kind of production that Saquon's had in his league. Barring injury, he's one of the best, and he's one of the best that's been able to play that we've ever seen. So I got nothing but very complimentary things from Saquon from a human level and a player level. No, you're fine.
People talk about Jalen running the ball, but he can throw, and he's got a good group of wide receivers. Talk about them, and just they don't seem to get maybe the attention they deserve.
Jalen's a problem. I don't know why he didn't get the attention he deserved. He finished second. Oh, okay. I do something about Jalen. Well, the wideouts, I don't see why they would not get the attention they deserve neither. A.J. Brown has been doing it for a while in this league on, I think, 2 different teams now, whether it was Tennessee, whether it was Philly. He's consistently been a problem and a number one wideout for a long time. It just so happens to have a 1A, 1B, whatever you want to call the Slim Reaper, that's been able to do it for a long time, coming out, the Heisman Trophy winner. He's been a pretty productive and significant player for a while since he's been in the National Football League and in college. So, the thing and the skill sets they provide, are off their charts. And then they added a young man that was a first-round talent, again, from Penn State, and Dotson that, hasn't yet got the things or rise to the occasion to the things he wants to do, probably still trying to fit in with his new team. But we know what type of talent he is. We've seen it as a rookie, and I'm sure his role will continue to grow as they put all that thing together and build, particularly with their play call they just got up this year and what he's able to do with the talent you put around him. Got so much respect for what he does, and he'll figure it out, and they'll find ways to get the people the ball, and it's our job to go stop him. I have no idea why they don't get the credit.
As you watch both teams use tempo change inside series. As you kind of self-scout and overall scout it, did it get the effectiveness both for them and for you as you change tempo within a series?
That is a very good question from a quarterback. When you go out and you talk about tempo change, it's really to gain that advantage or to keep a certain personnel grouping on the field or to catch somebody off guard. So for those guys, they did theirs on third down situations, probably trying to keep you from being able to pressure and get into exotics and things of that nature, which people do and which is fairly common. I thought we did an okay job of getting lined up. We were able to get off a couple of those third downs, but was the execution to the point and the level that we wanted to? Probably not. So like Philly's looking at those things saying, hey, if we can find ways to exploit that, already using tempo in their first game, which was in Brazil, being able to see those things, we are getting better for that. This is what I mean when I go back to saying every game is a learning curve, because it's going to continue to build up if you don't make those corrections or get it exactly the way you want it. So from a decent standpoint, we got off a couple of times. Those guys were able to get out there fast. We were able to create a lot of urgency where it wasn't the drastic deal where you see the penalties when people get, but it was something where you want to be able to execute at a higher level, even more so, even just getting off, right? You want to do it exactly right so that stuff doesn't bother you at all. And from an offensive standpoint, you get into some of those tempo things to maintain rhythm, to get into that timing and all the things that you want to have that you've been able to do out here, right? Sometimes it worked, a la going forward in the 4th and 2, a la jumping the ball, hitting the crossing route, the Mooney, I believe. I can't remember right now. I forgot that game. But you just kind of get into those things. And then sometimes it didn't, right? Some of it caused a little bit of disaster for us in our execution. So, like, we got to make sure we clean that up as well. So, like, very well thought out question. And definitely the tempo changes are going to continue to go throughout the season with everybody that we play.
Yeah, Coach, given the Eagles' size and strength on defense, how do you approach offensively competing against these guys?
They're tough to deal with. They're coached by another fearless leader, and that's leading their defense, and he's been well known as one of the best in his game, and got one of the all-time copycat defenses that everybody tries to run and go out and play like. He just got there this year. They are built the right way across the board, and he's probably going to add people and do all the things that I see my guys upstairs do and try to get the people that he wants and how he wants to get those things done. But they are constructed the right way, right? They got a bunch of young Georgia linemen that we know well, bunch of Georgia rushers, I should say. I mean, actually at linebacker too. Everybody's Georgia. And they play hard. They play fast. They play physical. They've always been able to limit explosives. They've always been able to play with a certain thing, keeping things in front. They keep the roof on the coverage. They do such a great job. They're sound. They'll be that way. I know it for sure with Vic being there and what he's been able to do. He's been in this league since I remember Vic was in Houston and we were at the Combine together. Wow, like so long ago, right? And to see what that defense has become and what he's been able to create has been just special.
On the road to victory.